The lawyer in a panic, etc. Harpy, the baneful foe of rest, society's unceasing pest, long exercised his hellish trade, and juggler-like estates conveyed. His clients duped, cajoled his friends, and sold them for his private ends. To right and justice bade defiance, twixt law and them, who finds alliance. His front embronzed, his conscience seared, he neither God nor devil feared. He joys to hear the widow's woe, the orphan's helpless state to know. 'Gainst love and friendship double proof, each social virtue shuns his roof, while avarice, regent of his breast, locks up from use the spoils possessed. But heaven in justice has decreed to vice at last its proper meed, that credit sinks or fortune flies, or fools long duped in time grow wise. And though no human laws should bind, it seats an empire in the mind. Detected in his tricks and scouted, struck off the roll and fairly routed, denied the means of future gain, afraid to murmur or complain, Harpy thought fit to yield to fate, and wisely meditates retreat, converts his ill-got lands to gold, his houses, goods and chattels sold, and anxious to conceal his crimes, resolved to visit foreign climes, where all his baneful arts unknown, he still might make some friends his own. Embarked with villain gold in store, he short New England's level shore. The rising wind inflates the sails, the ship proceeds with prosperous gales. Thus fortune still her favourite saves, from first to halter, then the waves. Settled in Boston's stately town, he lives in style and fears no frown. He never dreams that just disgrace will dare to stare him in the face, that former crimes will rise to light, or conscience awe him into right. Thus Harpy hoped, but hoped in vain. Vengeance o'ertakes the culprit train. Bonosus in his early years, an orphan left and drowned in tears, to Harpy told his plaintive tale, for law and wrong alike assail, and not a guardian backed his cause to shield him from oppression's claws. Perfidious Harpy, worst of foes, to plead his injured cause arose. The lesser villains own his might, this yield his claim, and that is right. The cause was gained, but lo, the cheat bought the duped client in his debt. Lands, houses sink to pay the bill, and Harpy triumphs in his skill. Deprived of all, in humble style, Bonosus left his native isle, and years of ceaseless toil now past had gained a competence at last. In Boston lived, by all revealed, to all by virtuous deeds endeared, the friend of peace, the foe of strife, he knew and soothed the ills of life. Well he remembers Harpy's name, and soon identifies the same, then secret plans with deep-laid art to wring the guilty wretch's heart. The night was dark, no star was seen, and Phoebe veiled her silver mien. The clock strikes 12, the rude winds howl, and fright the conscience villain's soul, when in the devil's fancied form, as cracks the roof beneath the storm, Bonosus hies to Harpy's door, and thunders in with horrid roar. The bolts give way, the phosphor gleams, and Harpy now no longer dreams. He sees the fiend, he swoons with fear, and sees the furies at his ear. Recovered from his death-like trance, Bonosus makes the first advance, with hollow voice and aspect fierce that well a better heart might pierce. He calls out, "Harpy, come away! Hell can no longer brook your stay. With me you go to regions dire, to boundless streams of liquid fire. With spirits damned shall hail your name, and hell resound your guilty fame." For mercy, Harpy calls on heaven, and humbly sues to be forgiven. With deep contrition owns each crime, a respite begs, a little time, that for his wrongs he may atone, ere vengeance marks him for her own. "Quick then, £5,000 restore," Bonosus cries with hideous roar, "that sum you from an orphan drew, and left him nought but want in view. Exposed him to each varied ill, that could the cup of sorrow fill, while still you fatten on his store, nor once his hapless fate deplore." Trembling through all his vital frame, Harpy convicted stood of shame, and pointing to his ill-got pelf, bade Satan satisfy himself. Bonosus with the cash retreated, Harpy reformed, and hell was cheated. His future life atoned the past, and peace and credit crowned his last. Seek ye a moral from this tale? Let honour, right, and truth prevail. No bugbears then can e'er molest the quiet of your guiltless breast. From the pure gleam of virtue's light, devils and spectres sink in night.